welcome to the stage, Emma Arnold! Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. It's so good to be here. Thank you so much. Oh my God, it's so great to be here. I went through a breakup this year. I was going through a really hard time. Thank you. I got through it. I'm doing good now. But in the beginning, I was very worried. I was like, who's gonna wanna have sex with a single mom with 3 kids? Who's gonna wanna, make sweet love to all this? And guys, turns out everybody. Turns out everyone. Yeah, I've done quite well. I've had a very good year. Very good year. It was a tough, when you go through a breakup, you kind of end up examining things. My ex and I, we're still friends. We run a couple festivals together. We're pretty close. But when you break up, you're like, oh, there are some red flags in the beginning, some things that kind of should have let you know that it wasn't going to work out. And one of those things was one time we were having sex, and partway through, I thought I'd spice things up a little, so I thought I'd throw a little dirty talk in there. And look, I'm a very good dirty talker. I used to write erotica, so if I dirty talk you, you owe me $9.50 is what happens. I'm Guild. I don't make the rules. It's just how it is. So I was dirty talking with him, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw something real out there. That's the trick, by the way, to good dirty talk. You don't have to go really dirty. Just go really real. That's what your partner wants from you, vulnerability. They want the real you. Give it to him. So I was like, I'm going to give it to him. And so during sex, I yelled out for dirty talk, put a baby in me, which turns out is not dirty talk. That's a threat legally. That's considered a threat. Is what that is. And when I yelled out dirty talk, he pulled out. He pulled out all the way, and he said, I do not want kids with you. Yeah. And listen, that's fine. That's very honest. It's important to know your feelings on kids before getting into a relationship. But here's the deal. This man, he did, in fact, have a vasectomy. So turns out, yeah, he could have just played along. He could have just, I also knew he had a vasectomy. He knew, I knew. I said, put a baby in me. And he pulled out and said, I do not want kids with you. Your family has an incredibly long history of schizophrenia and alcoholism. And then I came like crazy. Oh my God. Whew. Whew. Thank you. Turns out that's all I needed. Was my origin story. That's all I needed. Just tell me where I'm from and that it's trash. Add that in. I like that. I dated after I was single. I was single for a while, and then I started dating a much younger man. He was 26, much younger. I'm 38. And we got along. We had a lot of fun until one day he did something I feel like is a little unforgivable. He invited me to Burning Man. Come on. I have 3 sons. My life is Burning Man. It is. It's just handing out wet wipes and hoping somebody drinks some water. But he was so cute. He was such a sweetheart. He invited me to Burning Man, and I was like, sure, you know what? After he talked me into it, I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not go to Burning Man one time? Why not have a good time? And so we were supposed to go to Burning Man, and we had the tickets and everything, and then a week before, his dad died, which I know seems very sad, but I need you to not get bummed out because it does ruin the joke. So it's fine. His dad died, and he asked if I would go with him to the funeral, and I did, because I like a weird 4th date. I just throw something strange in there. So we went to this funeral, and while we were there, they're like, hey, you can also attend the cremation if you'd like. So I went with this young man I don't know if you've been to one, but I went to this cremation, and it was it's so intense. This is not usually the part of the joke people laugh at, but it's cool. I don't know if you've been to a cremation. It's very hot in the room. It's a very small room. You press the button. You can hear the flames come up. His father's remains are in, and And I just stood there. I was just trying to be supportive. I just held his hand. He was crying, just very sad. And I was trying to make it about him and just be there for him. But at one moment, I did realize, like, wow, this is kind of kismet, because I guess I got to attend a Burning Man after all. What? Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Yeah. Some of you groaned. No. Nope. No. That is a perfect joke. That is a perfectly written joke. Pinnacle of comedy joke. That's what I'll be remembered for when I die, which is fantastic. Is it great? Is it great that I thought of that joke while I was standing there next to him? No. That is sociopath behavior. That is what that is. I don't want you. Some of you are looking at me like maybe maybe right there in the moment I like turned to him. Like I didn't say it then. Okay, it's not like I turned to him all of a sudden and was like, oh man, that's funny. Hey, dude, stop crying a minute. This is hilarious. You're gonna love it. Okay, you know how we were gonna go to Burning Man. And now your dad's on fire. Oh, good stuff. All right, thank you guys so much. Well, thank you.